Hello. Hi, everyone. Can you see us and hear us okay? Can you hear some spooky atmosphere? And is it too loud and that? Just let us know if everything's working, really. There are some frames being dropped, but hopefully it's still looking smooth. I'm recording it just in case. But let us know if everything has gone live like it should have done. And you see us and that? Hopefully there's an app behind us right now. Here I am, busy board. Monica, James, how's it going? There is like a big delay. Hey Joel, AV good? Brilliant. Thank you. Can you hear the music and stuff? Is it low enough? I suppose there's not much music at the moment. It's just kind of thunder and stuff on the main menu.
Ambiance.
Yeah, ambiance. Rach is here. Rach hasn't been here for ages.
I am here. I was here with a Halloween inspired headpiece, but the camera won't accept it.
Yeah, the fake green screen doesn't accept headbands and things, so you can't have any of that. Yeah, if you'd like to support us, I can turn that on. I was filming something earlier and turned that bit off. I made a folder for it. Hey, you can support the channel on Patreon or on Ko-fi. It would be brilliant if you'd like to do that. We might be a little bit big. No music. It might be a bit quiet at the moment. Maybe we'll see when the guy comes to narrate. Although Rach should narrate. Forget that guy.
No, because some of it's only a little bit is the man.
Yeah, only the intro is voiced. I usually get rid of that because I edit. I get rid of all the music in the ones that I record because I have to edit it all. Can you hear kind of like thunder and stuff in the background?
You did turn it down quite a bit.
It's down by 10 dB. Yeah, I suppose we've only got one chance with the guy. Tell us if it ends up too loud. I'll bring it back up. It's kind of very faint music anyway, though, I think. There's the volume bar. Let's have a look. So, we get to things quick here. Look at this. The app didn't used to have this in it. We are going to be doing, from Manchester Band 2nd Edition, the 1052 Arkham. We've tried to balance out. I mean, the difficulty is way up, but the duration is about right. We want about 2 hours. A nice 2-hour stream. This isn't the one that usually don't matter because I'll just split it into parts and stuff if it ends up huge. But Rachel fall asleep if it goes on much longer
I
than
will
that.
fall asleep.
She's got to stay
On
off
stream.
Taskmaster.
On stream.
So this is from is it called Strange Journeys, the expansion? We played it, I think I got it when I got Arkham, when I got this back a couple of years ago. So we got it when it first came out. You can see one of the first playthroughs on the channel is for Manchester Madness 2nd Edition. When it was brand new. We played the base game, enjoyed it. Got a bit bored of it. But then, in the meantime, loads of expansions came out and loads of cool things happened with it. And one of the good ones is the 1052 Arkham. So you can't see them yet because they're being covered up by what I would call an app. But we have got... Oh, I know what I need to do as well. I need to make sure that the expansions... Let's turn that off and turn that off. Because although I've got them, I've recently got the Call of the Wild, so I can put all of that stuff in. If you ever get 1st edition Arkham Manchester Madness stuff, you can play it in the 2nd edition. But I haven't painted any of that stuff or organised it, so let's not risk the app throwing it at us. Hopefully Joe Diamond can exist there. Because I think Ash Campete is a 1st edition character. They both are, aren't they? Because these are like conversion kit characters, aren't they?
Mm.
Printed off dudes.
Well, he's there. But
Joe
if he wasn't
Diamond.
there, I was gonna leave.
Yeah. Rich is Joe Diamond.
He's my bae and that's
Nout.
it.
Joe Diamond and Ash Campete. And if you're brand new to Manchester Madness, this is how it goes. You need an app for it. What do we need? Some standard items.
You need Duke as well.
Oh yeah. So you can have a fire extinguisher. Actually, we divide it up when it gives it us, doesn't it? Fire extinguisher, holy water, pocket watch torch.
No Duke is on there.
It's good. It gives you a little reminder that you get Duke. What would Ashcan Pete be without him?
Ash
Four of
Campbell.
them. Implant suggestion, which is probably a spell. Implant suggestion. And Duke, in the unique items. Here he is. Oh, Duke's printed up as well. At the start of your turn, you may perform a trade action as if you are in any space within range. I think range is like... Isn't range like quite big in this, but it's blocked by doors and all sorts of stuff. So like usually range is stopped by doors and things. We'll look it up as we get to it, because you have to like you can do ranged attacks within range, can't you? But I think it's just anything that you can see in the room that you're in. So we start off with this stuff, and we start off with a clue each.
I've done that.
And we decide who gets what. So if we just turn that off a minute. You know how I don't know how the camera is going to be because you can't really set this up ahead of time. But we get to divide these up between us. Oh, you can give someone else an action. Discard all fire. So we've got 2 weapons. So we just split them up each. Although Joe Diamond, double pistol Joe Diamond, and he's out here attacking with a fire extinguisher and a torch.
Got it.
Ashcan Pete, and he's not hitting people with a guitar. Holy water, discard horror and become focused. Pocket watch, you can do an additional puzzle step. So puzzles can do different stats, can't they? They can use different stats. I think that's the damage that the weapon might do. So Rach, do you want to start with the fire extinguisher?
Sure.
Makes sense that Joe Diamond should be better at attacking. Ashcan will have the torch. I'd like the pocket watch. Do you want the holy water and do you want the spell? Because I've got Duke.
If I have to.
Yeah, I don't really know what either of us wants particularly yet, or if there's. I can't remember. Is there a ton of combat in it?
Yes.
Well, it depends scenario to scenario. I can't remember this one. I know that we've done it though. So we've given ourselves the stuff, and I might need shut up
Well,
in a
no,
minute.
because everyone said they can't hear the thunder, so.
Well, there hasn't been any music for ages now.
Well, there's some background noise because I can hear it.
Hey Kay, how's it going? Happy Halloween.
Hear it now.
No, there's no music right now. There's nothing right now.
I can hear it rumbling.
That's the computer. Look, there's nothing on these bars. So, tell us. We'll get the news about 20 seconds later, unfortunately. If you can hear the man narrating the scenario, which I think is about to happen. He's going to tell us the story. If not, we'll just have to have some extra story time with Rach. Are you ready, Rach?
Yeah.
Engage narrating man.
Steam, hissing, and creaks as the 10:50 to Arkham lumbers out of the station. Shadows grow long, and the sun's light fades as the train winds through the building. You're all a bit rattled. The bridge is concluded, but your friend has been particularly. As you sit down to dinner, he keeps looking at your shoulder, despite dying. Pulling out her journal, she begins outlining strange conspiracy. She insists that some force, and that whatever it is, connects not just to you, but several other passengers of this specific train. You reach out to calm her. As you do, the lights in the train flicker.
You can hear him faintly.
You got it
Can you hear us
turned
okay?
Really low.
I haven't though, because it was clipping. Like, that being in the red is bad news. It was completely full of like it was a deafening volume. Oh, Rach. If he was too quiet, read it out then, Rach.
What
He's not going to say
now?
anything else anyway.
I have to prepare myself. I
Come on,
wasn't
then.
ready for this. Steam hisses and metal creaks as the 10:50 to Arkham lumbers out of the station. Shadows grow long and the sun's light fades as the train winds through the New England countryside. You are all a bit rattled after the investigation you just concluded, but your fellow investigator, Harriet, has been particularly on edge. As you sit down to dinner, she keeps looking over her shoulder, despite the dining car being mostly empty. Pulling out her journal, she begins outlining a strange conspiracy theory. She insists that some force is coming for you, and that whatever it is connects not just to you, but several other passengers on this specific train. You reach out to calm your friend down and ask her what exactly is going on. But as you do, the lights in the train flicker out, and when they come back up, Harriet has disappeared.
I know what's happening. Thanks, Rach.
It's too late now.
Boom. Yeah, it's too late now. I've just realised what's happening. I have the app records onto a separate audio track. So when I edit it, it's separate. But it should come on now. It's a bit late for him, but music and stuff we should be able to hear. Come on, Rach. Narrate me.
You stare across the white tablecloth at the spot where Harriet was sitting moments before. The dining car around you is open and mostly empty. Where could she have gone? Place the dining car 1 and 2 tiles as indicated.
Right. Dining car 1 and 2.
Yeah, but your
Something like
kitchen's
that.
upside down.
Something like that. We're probably going to need to go a good old-fashioned way, aren't we? Thinking that there's going to be a train, we probably want to go this way around, don't we? I get a feeling at some point, spoilers, we aren't entirely on the train 100% of the time. But we'll get to that when we get to it.
Standing up from the table, you look around for Harriet. We're there.
So we're up in that room. Ashcan Pete and Joe Diamond.
Harriet is always pulling stupid pranks, but she sounded fairly serious before she vanished. Her things still sit draped across the back of her chair. That's what our search token is.
Did you hear that?
A gaunt man wearing a chef's hat peeks out at the service window from the kitchen to see what the commotion at your table is all about. This is Jacques Charon, the cook, with a fancy earring. Around him, the small kitchen for the train is filled with the remnants of the evening meal. An unlit stove sits in the corner. You don't need me to say put a search token down every time, do you? A dining card has been left along the wall. Among the dirty dishes, a rolled up newspaper catches your eye. As you begin looking around for Harriet, you pick up her journal from the table. An investigator gains the old journal. Any investigator can review the collected evidence on passengers by interacting with it in the app.
Surely Joe Diamond would be looking after the evidence journal.
Joe Diamond Private Eye. You flip through Harriet's journal. She has been keeping extensive notes on you and on nearly every passenger on this train. There are 3 incomplete entries that stick out to you. There is one for Jacques Charon, one for someone named Evelyn Bishop, and one for someone named Margaret Glenn. Maybe you should look into these. On either end of the car, doors lead forward and back along the train.
I've just realised this is on Steam, isn't it? I could be having it just on the computer instead of making...
Well...
But actually, though, we bought the scenarios on the iOS, haven't we? I think there's only 2 scenarios that you buy. We want to try the fan-made ones, not that we've played all of these, but here we go. That's the situation we find ourselves in. And we get... Like, there's an investigative phase. We get 2 actions each, right? You can only do each action once. The actions generally, if you're not familiar with Mansions of Madness, the actions are interact with these things. There's interact, there's explore. Move is an action. You move 2 spaces, right? Yep, you do evade tests out of monsters and things. You can fight monsters. There's like obscure actions like set fires, because there can be traitors and things in this. But yeah, generally we want to be investigating to start us off.
Should we have our health tokens on there?
With no health tokens, you take damage
Oh yeah.
from cards. Rachel's forgotten everything about Mansions
I've
of
played
Madness.
too much Eldritch since I last
Yeah.
played this, so that's in my mind.
I got the dice tray and Rachel was baffled. She said, "There's no dice in this game, is
Hey,
there?"
it's past 8 o'clock. It's nearly my bedtime.
Yeah, let us know about the balance of the music, because I've been turning it up while I was confused that you couldn't hear it, and it's because it was on the wrong channel. So now it's on the right channel. It might be too loud. Should just be like a nice little spooky ambience in the background. So, shall we have an ask of things? So my special thing is I begin with the game with Duke, and I can do trades in any space. Rach, if you spend a clue to convert a magnifying glass to an elder sign, success, you can convert 2 instead. Okay.
Pop it there so people can see.
I might... Who's good at influence? You're better at influence. So do you want to go and chat to him?
I'll interrogate
In
him.
case you need to make an influence check. Not that you always need to do that, because that would be your turn moving 2 spots.
1.
So you can't move through the serving hatch, but you can. There's a door here.
I'm going to walk all the way around and come in through the door there.
And so we tap on him. Come on.
Excuse me. A gaunt pale man moves about the small kitchen, preparing food while whistling to himself. His eyes continually shift between you and his work as he occasionally strokes his pointed beard. So, what shall I ask him? Have you seen my friend, or what are you preparing?
So you rate your Joe Diamond.
Well, I mean, Joe would just get straight into
Yeah.
it.
Joe's not here for pleasantries.
Seen Harriet? The young woman you have been travelling with? I saw someone rush past the service window in the dark, but they were far too large to be your friend. Gain a clue.
Okay.
What's
So that symbol next to the thing that we picked means that costs an action. So that's Rachel's 2 actions. She moved, she questioned him. So I think, what is the... You can press the question marks on the app and it reminds you what the bits are before you spend the action.
Oh, Harriet's stuff.
I'll get Harriet's things then. It seems like we shouldn't leave them behind. So I'll spend an action to search her things. You pick up Harriet's purse. Inside are assorted items from your most recent investigation together. A large scroll has been haphazardly shoved in, tearing up the edges. Gain the shriveling spell. So shriveling. Oh, this is a weapon. I have to cast a spell to do it, but a bigger damage weapon. A ranged weapon as well. That's what the gun means. So then, a small coin clatters from the pages of the scroll. It is marked with the bat-winged sigil of the cult you foiled. Why did she keep this? Gain a clue and discard the search token.
That's suspicious.
So I've got a couple of clues now. They'll help us succeed when we need to do tests and that. So I want to move. So should I just...
No, we don't want to split up, do we?
No. I've got a feeling we ultimately need to head that way, but shall we head this way for now?
Mm-hmm.
I shouldn't go into that room. 'Cause I've got 2 movements, so it's a bit of a waste to only use 1, but you've got that. You've got the kitchen covered, haven't you? Seems silly to both go in there, unless there were monsters or things. You can as well interrupt your movement. You can do an action in the middle of it. So all that's handled. We've both had our turns, so you press this button in the bottom right. You press this button here to say investigator phase is done. And we go to the mythos phase where bad things happen. And maybe music will happen, I'm not sure.
You start to feel a little queasy. Could you be having an allergic reaction to something you ate at dinner? No immediate effect.
So the game, it will hurry you along eventually as well.
Yeah.
Like, it won't tell you how long you've got to do things. But it will start out, oh, nothing bad yet, to roll all these dice and horrible things are going to happen all the time. So we're straight into another investigator phase. Shall I... Or do you want to ask him anything else? Do you want to investigate where you are? If I go first, and maybe I go for the search token and the door. If you do something in here and then move, you'll potentially have a space to move to. But I might wake a monster up.
Well.
So usually when you open doors, you get to move in there. So shall I have a look at the serving tray first?
Yeah, there's a newspaper on it.
At the start of the game, you're like, yeah, I want to investigate everything. We've got loads of time. So rolled up newspaper on a dining cart. Let me read it. You page through the paper. There is news of a well-known archaeologist unveiling her latest discovery at Miskatonic University later this month, and a headline that promises a sinister plot to be revealed next week by renowned investigative journalist Evelyn Bishop. Gain a clue and discard this token. We've got 3 clues now. I think we're staying straight in the app because I am going to explore through this door, please. It leads forward to a passenger area. Or maybe this is the way we want to go.
Oh, the door opens to a lavish passenger cabin reserved for the wealthier passengers. Instead of interrupting people going about their evening, you find the car to be completely devoid of people. Place passenger car 1.
So we found passenger car 1.
And you can get rid of that token.
Yeah, this will get discarded in a minute.
An overturned cart carrying cooking spices looks to have been disrupted on the way to the kitchen. A small ornate chest among the ingredients catches your attention. On the far side of the cabin, it appears another passenger has forgotten their belongings. A door leads farther up the train. You may move in.
Okay, I will. But that's my turn then. I searched, I explored, and I'm now in the room for next time. Joe Diamond?
Yeah.
So you can still chat to the guy. I don't know if he's got anything else to say. You can probably ask him the other option. Yeah, you can ask him what he's
I
preparing.
mean, do we want to know what he's cooking? Probably not bothered.
You can have a look in the stove.
Waste time
There's
looking.
probably unlit coal in there, but who knows? The game could be lying. Or you could just move into the new cart if you want. I feel bad now for ignoring this way.
Do we get drawn in by the potential of some unlit coal?
Could be important, Rach. You might be cursing yourself for not looking in that stove.
I'm going to have a little peep in the
Do you
stove.
want to look at the stove?
You never know, Harriet's dead body could be in there.
You try to pry the iron door of the stove open. You'll need a strength check.
4.
So, Joe Diamond's got 4 strength, so 4 dice.
Get my muscles out.
Elder signs are successes. Clue tokens mean spend a clue token to make this a success. And so, you've got a success, Rach. You can stick with that, so we don't know what is going to
That's
do
not
this.
going cut it at all.
You tell it how many successes, and then it tells you what happens. But you can, because you're Joe Diamond, if you spend a clue to turn this into a success, you get to do 2 with 1 clue.
So I'm going to do that with one of my clues.
Okay. So we'll tell the app you've got 1, 2, 3.
Flex myself. With the squeal of rusty metal, the door swings open. No light escapes from inky blackness of the interior. As you slowly reach your hand into that cold void, a chill creeps through your fingers. You lean in, deeper and deeper, and your hand closes on nothing but filthy coal. Gain the fuel item. That
What?
could come in handy.
It sounds like it'll be important. Fuel.
I won't turn my nose up.
Oh, is this like Journeys to Middle-earth? We haven't played that. Although I think, what was first? Was it this or was it Imperial Assault getting the app? Like that kind of started that, right? Like or Descent 2nd Edition, they all kind of around a similar time. They don't use exactly the same system because they're different games, but yeah, that kind of Fantasy Flight thing when they were into that for a while before they were making Star Wars LCGs. Well, not LCGs, TCGs. So that search token's gone. You've got another action, so you can stand in there and chat with him, or you can run in a direction.
Well, I won't waste my time asking him stuff. I'll run into you,
Okay.
and I guess I'll go one more and not wait. Oh
Well,
no, yeah, I can't,
one
can
into the
I?
dining
Yeah,
car and
I
one to me,
forgot.
unfortunately.
I forgot.
So that's the investigator phase, isn't it? Not found anything just yet. Well, we found some coal, which could end up being vital.
You never know. We are on a train. The stars revolve around the centre of the universe, infinite in its awful and unstoppable motion. No immediate effect.
Okay. Nothing yet then to worry about. So I suppose we're leaving him behind. So one of us needs to... I don't know. Move, open the door. Move, I suppose, is what we'll do. Whatever we do, one action's going to be kind of wasted on moving, isn't it? Shall I have a look?
Mm-hmm.
I'll move and I'll explore. Although I'm missing a question mark by doing that. It's to not waste movement, I suppose. This is the observation car. I'm going to explore it. Oh, this is the back of the train, isn't it? Is this the back?
Yeah. As the door opens, you can feel the air rush by from the open air car ahead. A long row of benches facing either direction dominates the space. Place observation car.
So here's the... Gonna be zooming out very early into the stream. Here's the observation car. Is there anything here? Oh!
Wow. A woman in dishevelled clothing is sitting alone on a bench, furiously writing, while occasionally pausing to talk quietly to herself. She seems oblivious to the fact that she is completely alone in the car. Even the steward station has been left unattended. This is Margaret Glenn, famed archaeologist, and one of the people from Harriet's journal.
Okay.
On the far side of the car, a ladder leads to the roof of the car. You could likely use the ladder to climb across the roof to other ladders you have already seen. In fact, you remember one in the dining car.
Well, that's convenient. You didn't mention it till now.
A door with a small shuttered window for a ticketing attendant leads farther up the train. You will probably need a ticket to get through. Where did you put yours anyway?
Uh-oh. Have we got to go back the other way to try and find tickets? I can move a space in. So I will, because I've still got a movement left. So I'll move in here ready for action next time. So that's going to be a waste of time. I can chat to her, or I can get a ladder back to here and start going that way, which we probably need to do to go and get a ticket, it sounds like. Right then. What's happening, Joe?
Shall I look at whatever this is? The spices.
The overturned spices?
Yeah.
Let's have a look.
A small ornate chest among the overturned spice cart catches your attention. Could this be where Jacques keeps his secret ingredients?
Could be.
The lock is complex. The cook clearly does not want anyone discovering his secrets.
Oh no, I should have done it.
Oh man, and I'm not
I get
good
an
at
additional
puzzles.
puzzle step. So, observation. Your observation is 3. So what kind of puzzle is it going to give you? Oh, you love these, right?
Oh no.
So, the puzzle, like, this is a sliding puzzle. You've got to slide stuff out of the way. Rachel's got 3 moves because she's got 3 observation. And she can spend clue tokens to get an extra step each. She doesn't have to do it in one attempt. But what would you like to slide, Rach?
It's too hard. I guess the one at the back. Don't we need to get the silver thing all the way to the left first?
Yeah, don't we need to... So slide this up. Or down.
I don't know.
Just think. moving it up, and then silver back, and then the...
Well, doesn't the other one need to go up? The next one up.
Yeah.
Then the silver one.
Silver one back.
Yeah. Then
That's your 3 moves. Do you want to spend a
move.
clue?
No.
No? That's the puzzle attempted. Would you like to attempt it again?
Have you? Oh yeah. Well, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. I could have just stayed in there, really.
I forgot I hadn't moved. Then you put the other one up.
Yep.
I feel like this is wrong. Then the 2 bottom ones across. How many more moves does a clue do?
1.
Well, there's no point.
No, you need 2 moves, don't you? You're nearly there, though.
I nearly done it.
It's a shame because if I'd have done that when I was stood there, I've got 4 observation and the pocket watch gives me an extra... I can chuck you the pocket watch, but again, it's too late by the time I have a turn again. So, wrong person did that, and I'm chatting with her. Whereas you've got the influence. Oh, you didn't need to influence the waiter, did you?
Not. Well, maybe if I asked him what he was cooking, he would have got really shirty.
That's 3 investigator faces down. Phases.
The lights flicker in the dining car and kitchen, and there is a loud clatter of falling cookware, followed by the soft ringing of a settling pot lid. As the lights come back up, Jacques Charon, the cook, is gone. Just like Harriet, he has vanished, and there was nothing you could do. Each investigator suffers a face-down horror. Oh man, and we never even asked him what he was making.
So, you can take horror is in cards in this game. Sometimes it'll tell you to take it face up, sometimes face down. Take too much horror, you'll go insane. We've got 1 each at the moment, and we don't get to see what's on the other side. We might be told to flip it face up at some point, and we'll have a reckoning then.
The kitchen is now even more chaotic than before, as pots and pans are scattered across the floor, while half-prepared food stands unattended on the counter. Perhaps there is a hint to his disappearance amidst this mess.
And it's back to the investigator phase. So would you like to go first?
I'll get his spices.
Finish the puzzle.
Watch it not be worth it.
So you've got 3 more moves.
Okay, I'll move that big one down and then move the silver one across. And I've done it.
Well done, Rach. That was an 8 mover.
Watch it be a waste of time.
There's got to be something.
There is an audible click as the last pin falls into place. Inside are guides on interdimensional travel and maps of the black caverns beneath Mount Vormithadreth. Why would a cook need to travel between realms? Gain the incriminating evidence unique item. Then discard the token, and we have got updated information on Jacques.
He was dodgy, but he's disappeared.
Yeah, but so was Harriet. She was dodgy by the looks of it.
So, Rach, you have successfully investigated there, and you find yourself kind of in the middle of nowhere.
What are you going to do? Are you going to talk to her and then do what?
I'll talk to her. Maybe I'll talk to her twice. I'll probably talk to her and get the ladders back.
So are you going to grab this other question?
Probably not.
Do I want to get that?
You can get back in the kitchen if
I'm
you
going
want.
to go back to the kitchen.
Yeah. We can't get everything, especially with 2 people.
Forget Margaret's things. I want the chef's
If
things.
there was 4 of us, maybe. So that's it, Innes.
Yeah.
You're puzzled. You moved. I will chat to... Who is it?
Margaret.
Margaret. Margaret hunches over an artifact, writing furiously on a notepad and sketching strange alien symbols. Her dishevelled clothes hang from her body as if they were a few sizes too big. The woman before you appears to be 10 years older than the famous archaeologist you have heard about. You wonder what could have aged her features so quickly. Aliens. Are you okay? Or what are you researching? Let's get to it. What are you researching? She pauses to stare at you, her pen hovering just above the paper. It is difficult to explain. Law. I have 3 law. We're both 3 lawers, so we'd have been as good as each other at doing this. I haven't got anything to help other than I've got clues to spend if it comes to that. See what we got. That's not too bad. I'll spend a clue. to make that a success. 2. Could be better. Could be worse. Oh, you have experience in the field? Why did you not lead with that? She points to the artifact. During my latest expedition, I found this intricate obsidian carving. My dating puts it somewhere in the Paleolithic era, but I have never seen anything like it. She picks up the artifact and begins showing you some of the details. As she does, you watch a lock of her hair turn grey and the circles under her eyes darken. Gain a clue. The old journal has been updated with information on Margaret. Do you think that's all we need to know about her?
I don't
I'm
know.
tempted to ask her
Ask her stuff.
if she's alright. I am tempted as well
I
to
feel
go
like
and get the ladders and find these tickets.
that's what Ashton
It's clearly not
people
the
do.
right way. Yeah, Peter'd be concerned. Is she okay? The woman looks up at you with surprise in her eyes, as if noticing you and the room for the first time. I'm sorry, I really have no time to talk right now. You look around. Strewn about the floor and benches are various notes and published papers from Miskatonic University. You are not sure how much you will get out of Margaret, but perhaps these papers hold some insight into her research. The horrors described in these research notes are too graphic for the mind to comprehend. Place a search token. Maybe a search token could comprehend them. Oh! A massive tome titled Whispers in the Dark seems to have very specific details of another world. Uh-oh. A paper titled Architectura Yoth describes buildings bent and twisted at impossible angles. These notes discuss the landscape of an alien cavern beneath Mount Vomithadrith. Oh, this is
I said Vomithadrith.
that's where Abhoth was in Eldritch last week. Place a search token as indicated. That mountain was something to do with Abhoth in Eldritch Horror H. So, again, we've maybe gone the wrong way round turns-wise, because if I'd gone first, maybe you'd have come this way. But it could be something really important in there. And ultimately, maybe we need to go there for tickets. But yeah, I've kind of done an action and a load of clues have just spilled out.
That's the way the cookie crumbles.
And the biggest thing, like a lot of kind of co-ops, but especially Arkhamy co-ops, 2 players, your problem is getting around. Like Rach to get to me is going to have to spend both actions just walking.
Well, I can go to the ladder and get to you.
I bet it's an action to use the ladder though,
Yeah.
so that's still both of your actions. End the investigator phase. Yep, that's another one down. We found out bits though. We found out 2 importance of things about people, haven't we?
The walls of the room seem to close in. This mythos event affects the investigator within range of the fewest spaces.
I think that would be you, Rach,
What does
in the
that
kitchen.
mean?
So range goes up to doors.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm in range of 2 spaces before this door. You're in range of just the 1 space. Well, which makes sense. The walls of the room are closing in. So, Joe Diamond, you are forced to crouch and shuffle. Suffer a horror will negates. So that means do a will check. Every success negates 1 of that horror you were told to take. 1 success.
I'll take none,
negates
thank you.
that. Then become stunned.
Oh, man. Poor Joe.
So stunned means you cannot perform more than 1 action during
That
your
is
turn.
fine.
At the end of your turn, get rid of the card. So it's starting to lose its patience with us. But that's all there is so far. Yeah, because we haven't come across any monsters yet. We've maybe heard some spooky things. So do you want to do your 1 action now, Rach?
I will.
Is it going to be kitchen related?
I will investigate the chef stuff. Jacques Charon is gone, and the kitchen looks like there has been a struggle as pots and pans are scattered about the room.
Kitchen nightmare.
It's a kitchen nightmare.
You sort through the mess of the kitchen
Okay.
with an observation check. You good at them?
I've only trois. I'm not.
You also have an action to discard a horror and become focused, which is a good status. But you can only do that once. That would use
Yeah.
your holy water. 1 success. Do you want to spend a clue to get that 2nd success?
I will. I think 2 is a success.
You often get
rate.
clues when you succeed at things.
As you sort through the cookware and unfinished food, a container of strange grey goo catches your eye. It is resting among the spices and other dried ingredients. Was the cook adding this to the food? Gain a clue.
The old journal has been updated with information on Jacques Chiron. We found 2 bits of information
That's
about him
why I
there.
felt a bit sick then.
Okay, so I feel like I should investigate the thing that's in the room with me.
I can discard this as well now.
Oh yeah, we're no longer stunned. But then my second action is just going to be to move somewhere, isn't it? So let's... What was this? The horrors described in these research notes are too graphic for the mind to comprehend, so this could be dangerous. I mean, me and Duke have seen things. This research does not involve anything found on Earth as you understand it, but to figure out exactly what this other realm is, you need to find a description of the landscape. Discard the search token.
You should have paid attention to the description. You can't comprehend that.
Well,
Those notes.
which one said that?
The
of
one that the one?
No, one of them said
That's
buildings.
building.
That's very
Details.
specific details of another world.
The other one's about the mountain.
That's stealing someone's luggage.
Yeah, that's stealing Margaret's luggage.
The landscape of a cavern. Landscape? It specifically used the word landscape. Details of another world. Which do you think?
Don't know.
I'm going to go, with my move, I'll come into this room, because if you're going to run this way, you'll end up in that room with 4 movement.
Who said I was going that way?
Or you're going to come this way.
What for?
I don't know. It's just a lot of question marks. Do you think they're all going to disappear once I've found the right one? Maybe they will. That's it for us anyway, though, isn't it? That's another investigator phase down.
Ashcan Pete's body betrays him, becoming more erratic in its functions by the hour. Strength check, 2 successes.
Got 4 strength.
Your body's betraying you.
So I'll
Wow.
spend a clue to succeed at that.
Ashcan Pete puts the growing discomfort behind him to focus on the investigation.
There we go.
No problem. Take that, body.
That's it. That's the mythos phase done, isn't it? Oh, I haven't pressed continue. I've just closed it. I think that's it. There we go. So shall I just investigate here, and
Yeah,
then you
do
can
that,
you
and
can
then
decide
See what
if
is
anything
happening.
needs doing. Maybe I'm going to investigate this thing, and then I'll nick someone's luggage. So this, I've picked this one specifically because it's used the word landscape, like that other thing said.
Suddenly, it all clicks into place. You read about this place during your last investigation, the cavernous lair of Sathogwa. Can't say it. We've got more information on Margaret. Gain a
Okey-doke.
clue.
Gain a clue.
I missed out.
Up
Gain
to
a
3.
clue.
With that, you think you have uncovered the eldritch secret of Margaret's research. You will not need to keep inspecting the documents and discard the rest of them. There we go then. So no, you don't need to come this way. But I've just had a thought. Do you think there might be a ticket in that person's luggage?
Possibly. Have a little investigation.
Would it be so wrong to steal their
Well,
things?
she's going to disappear in 1 or 2 turns, I'm sure, so...
You rifle through the luggage. You hope no one needed that. Gain the mutation juice item. Okay, it wasn't a
Sounds
ticket.
legit.
It's some mutation juice. As an action, I can improve my agility. Then discard this card. I've already had 2 actions though, so I won't be doing that right now. But I have cleared out search tokens around here. I think I've exhausted the chatting with Margaret. So I think the only thing left to do, Rach, is to...
I'm just going to bowl my
Run to the
way.
way.
1, 2, and then chill there.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Bummer.
That's our investigator phase. But again, we've found out some big things that phase. Your hand begins to burn. This mythos event affects the investigator with the most items. I've got 4.
What are they then?
Guess everything but a spell.
So,
5 you've got.
wowzer. Me again.
Uh-oh. Oh, well, it's alternating at the moment.
Yeah. The object in your hand glows with heat and you instinctively drop it. You nurse your hand, which is now scarred by an agonising burn. Suffer a face-down damage and drop a random item. Well, I'll just pick it right back up again, so...
Yeah, but it can be bad. Like if it had been me and I'd dropped the torch, that starts a fire. The torch is a liability. So Rachel's dropped
Drop the old journal.
her old journal. We need that.
That's got all the evidence. I wonder what would happen if you never picked that up. Did you give me a face-down damage?
Oh, face down damage as well.
I think so.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, suffer face-down damage.
Oh, well, you've got 8 health. Oh, it's back to us. So... it's an action if you want to pick up... It's a trade action to pick up items in that space.
Well, I mean... I better pick it up. Do you feel like I should not pick it up?
It's up to you. You can leave it for me if you would like. I can get to that space this turn, but do I need to get to that space? Open the door. You can maybe get it on the way back.
Okay, I'll open the door and ditch the old journal.
No, we should get the old journal, shouldn't we? I don't know what I'm going to do on my turn.
Yeah, but I can get the journal and open the door, and there might be a ladder in there.
Is this one bit... This is in range, isn't it? That's not a door.
It is. It's a white line.
Yeah, but that's just separating the spaces. That's not a door.
Oh, right.
This is in range. I could walk in here and pick up the old journal.
Oh, with Duke.
Because Duke can go and get it with me.
I'm opening the door because there might be a ladder anyway,
Yeah.
or something.
Okay then. Whizzing back round. This leads back to the storage area of the train.
Open the door, open the door. You peer into the back section of the train. This is a freight car used for storing luggage and other cargo. You think you see a figure standing in the gloom of the car. Put a baggage car tile and a door as indicated. Who could be in there? Suspicious.
Baggage car, you say?
And a doer.
Train's getting a bit big. Guess we don't need to see all of it all of the time. I can zoom out quite a way still. Which I hadn't thought about that when picking this scenario. Remembering, oh yeah, it's a train, isn't it? It will be like this.
At the rear of the car, you see a determined young woman, her fists up like she's ready to strike. When she sees you, she lowers her hands. You are not Arnold. She pauses for a moment. Well, good. Maybe you can help me with my problem. This is Evelyn Bishop, one of the people from Harriet's journal. Ladder. Against one wall, a ladder leads to the roof of the train. Told you there'd be a ladder in here. Another door on the far side leads to the caboose. But isn't that the back of the train?
Yeah.
I can move in, sure.
So you're going to move in? Now what? Unfortunately, that doesn't put you on a space with anything.
But can you open the door? Or is it just a door there? Do you know what I mean?
I think the door will connect to things. Perhaps. One day. Not now. Not going to explore token, so for you it might as well be nothing.
Well...
Is it? It's literally just making
Yeah,
a
it's an
connection.
extra
That
door.
there isn't one.
It's an extra doer. Okay, well what can I do if I don't do anything? Okay, well, I'll just move in there. Although I...
I'm just going to go 1, 2, which puts me into this great big room. Range is up to 3 spaces, but it can't go through doors. So I will use Duke's ability. Oh, at the start of your turn, you can do that.
Oh, man.
What shall I do? Okay, then. Well, for now, then, I'll improve me agility. Is this improve?
I guess so.
There might be impair. I'm going to assume that's improve.
Well,
Because the
no,
impairment
won't be.
tokens are somewhere else, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if impairments are in this or I'm just thinking of Eldritch. At the start of my next turn, I can pick the old journal up and maybe get on a ladder to somewhere more useful. There we go. So that's our investigator phase. Let's remove a remote.
You are knocked off balance as you hear the squealing sound of the train braking. Looking out the window, you see the train pulling up to a station, but you do not remember seeing any kind of station along this route. Each investigator moves 1 space towards the observation car. Are you joking me?
That's incredibly frustrating.
Then put an explore token in the space that you've just moved out of. At the doer,
We aren't holding the journal, though.
the objects Joe Diamond has collected become crushing weights, punishing his tired limbs. Joe Diamond suffers 2 damage. Whoa. Strength negates, so let's have a little... Come on.
So you got 4 strength.
Come on.
You got a clue?
Well, I'm not taking any of that.
Yeah, because you would have to take damage and drop items.
Joe is Butterfingers today.
It's just kind of wasting actions. Because... I don't know, I feel like I should go and get the journal, but it's 3 spaces away.
Well, the journal is still there at the minute, so let's not panic about it.
I'm going to go here and explore then. A ticketing station. That sounds important.
I up now.
We need tickets, don't we? Uh-oh.
The metal door slides open as you tug on the lever to reveal an old ticketing platform outside of the train. Discard this explore token and put the station tile as indicated. Oh, because the train stopped, hasn't it?
Yeah, that's what...
Well, don't spend too long there.
That's what just judged us. Right.
You never know when we're going to start moving again. The station's sagging wood looks rotted and drips with a rancid grey goo. As you try to look at it, it shifts in and out of focus, as if it is only half there. Now that you are looking, there is something wrong with the sky as well. Put a sight token as indicated. Sitting on the platform, an item that does not waver like the scenery around it catches your attention. It's a lucky ring. An ornate ticketing window overlooks the platform. You recoil as you see an emaciated corpse in the window, clutching a massive book in its arms. Did you put a search token there? A door on the platform and another inside the ticketing booth will both lead into the interior of the station. You may move a space into the area.
Okay. We can't move through yellow dashed lines, can we?
No, you can just see through it, can't you?
Yeah. Strange that that's
So it counts for range, I think, but...
Yeah. It's
if
a
you're-
shame
if you're
again,
attacking-
because I'm going to move in there. I've got a movement spare, but if I don't use the movement, I could pick that up for free next turn. Okay, I'm not going to... Yeah, there's no need to use the movement, is there? Because Duke is a free action, but you've got to have a trade to do at the start of your turn.
It's the sight token kicks off.
Yeah. So as soon as you... Oh, you may. Investigator on the station may look at the sky. I'm going to do it.
The sky around the ticketing station coruscates with an unnatural energy. Far ahead along the tracks you can see a more normal New England night sky, but behind the train, the skies become the roof of a cyclopean cavern. Whatever horror this is, it seems to be overtaking your train, and fast. You need to get to the front of the train and get it moving. Gain a clue. Well, that's a shame, because I'm going to the back of the train.
Okay, so that's the end of my turn. Yep, Joe Diamond is running.
Well,
Can't hear my desperate
we need
cries.
to get her clue, don't we?
Going to chat to her. You are next to some ladders. It's
I'm
just
hoping I
unfortunately.
can just... Well, I'm going to have to go and get this, aren't I?
Yeah.
Evelyn is a young woman wearing fashionable yet practical clothing. She is pacing nervously in the cramped space while occasionally tapping a pen into an open palm. What seems to be the problem? She looks you up and down. How do I know I can trust you?
An influence check.
I've got no clues.
Hey, Jester. 5. I only did a little bit, but I've started painting my marbly light again. Just with speed
1.
paints. 1. But there's nothing we can do about it.
Oh, I should have done this. What's focused? Get a clue.
Focused is a state of mind. Focused means you can discard it to convert all clues to successes.
I got 1 anyway.
1.
Evelyn continues to pace. The problem is that instead of giving me an exclusive interview, Arnold Gilbert threatened me and took my notebook and locked it in his suitcase. She points to an expensive luggage across the room. That case has all of my notes, along with the evidence I've collected over the last few months.
So, Jan, have a good night.
I have a contact on board that says he has a key I could use to get it open. He was supposed to leave it for me under a table in the dining car. I would get it myself, but I do not know what will happen if Arnold catches me out there. Well, Arnold's not around, mate. Would you be a dear and fetch it for me? Oh, man.
The old journal has been updated. So that's your 2 actions, isn't it?
I only moved once.
You can move back if you want.
This is very inconvenient, Evelyn.
It's 9 o'clock.
You are suddenly aware of the awful and unstoppable passage of time, obsessively dwelling on your ultimate mortal fate. Each investigator suffers 2 face-down horror. Will negates. Okay, well, I've only got 3. Well, that sucks.
What is it? 2?
2 face-down horror.
You can get rid of 1 with your holy water,
I know.
remember. And I've got 4 will. Oh,
Bonus.
quite nice. And back to the investigator phase. So, I think I'm going to go first. At the start of your turn, you may perform a trade action as if you're in any space in range. I'm going to grab this lucky ring. Once per round, you can reroll all of your dice. So my first action then is going to be to explore. Let's get into the ticketing station.
The interior of the ticketing station is as ephemeral and bizarre as the outside. Vile statues ornament the interior, and the wooden floor's pattern fits together in shapes you did not think possible. In the corner, a seemingly normal newspaper stand shows news of events you have never heard of. At the far end of the station, it appears engineers abandoned their work and have left a wheelbarrow of coal sitting out. Not more coal. You can move in.
Oh, I already have. So, what was this one?
Need to put some coal out.
Newspaper stand with articles. So that's... I kind of don't want to stop for that. But I've only got 1 action, haven't I? If I stand in here, I can do that. Because I got a feeling we need that fuel. But we need the ticket as well. I'm going to move in here. Prioritize the tickets. I don't want the train move off.
Yeah, but maybe it won't because we've got to get it moving again.
Yeah, we need fuel and stuff, but unfortunately, Joe Diamond is in the baggage car. So did she say that you need a key for that?
Yeah.
It's expensive luggage there. Maybe you'd be able to
What if
bust
it's
it wide open.
What if it's a puzzle?
The caboose. You haven't checked out. Could be.
I bet there's fuel in the caboose. We should have split up at the start. We were too cautious. Do I go and get the key?
You're only a move away from getting it.
Yeah. Hit you, Evelyn.
So you're going to get that and go and grab the key.
Yeah.
So that says...
If it's not there, I'm gonna rage.
You got to search rates using observation.
I need some clues. I need things to go well.
Things aren't going great for Joe Diamond. Unfortunately.
I got to do my holy water again. Well, that's nothing. Oh man.
You feel along the table's bottom while looking around the floor to see if the key dropped, but find nothing. Sneaky key. That's the investigator phase.
Really is Halloween. Again, the lights throughout the train flicker off and a loud thud emanates from where Evelyn was in the baggage car. She too has vanished like the others. Each person suffers a face-down horror. Oh, I've got 4 now out of 6. Well, she's gone, but her stuff is in the suitcase, so it's still possible to get her stuff. Man, I can't believe it. Yet Margaret is still over there, so we've gone the wrong way, haven't we, really? A distortion of reality itself hangs in the air where the person stood moments before, as if a hole to some writhing demonic realm has been torn through the very air itself. Place a rift. Uh-oh. Well, that's not good news, is it?
I can't remember if rifts do anything special.
Well, I feel like an enemy's going to come through it.
Right, shall I... Maybe you should go first. If I grab the ticket, maybe things will start happening.
Well, I don't think it will, but I will search for the key. And wait, whoa. Do I become focused just in case? I'm going to do it anyway because I've got only 2 horror left.
Okay. So you become focused. You can discard focused to turn all your things into successes.
Oh, man.
I'll find one. There's a focused. And you're going to go key hunting again?
Suppose. 2. You find a small key slid into the corner hole hidden in the table's underside, far from prying eyes and expertly hidden deep within the table's framework. Get the brass key. I feel like I'm going to go to that suitcase and the monster's going to spawn out.
I will grab the ticket then, I hope.
Ooh, an emaciated corpse clutches a logbook covered in bizarre inscriptions. It will take arcane knowledge to interpret this.
Unfortunately, they've only got me. It's a puzzle using lore. My lore is 3, but my pocket watch gives me an extra step on puzzles, and I've got clues. So...
It's a sequence of 3.
Okay, then, so we're doing some mastermind. So it's that. So that's 2 right, but neither of them are in the right position.
Well, you've done one in the same position there.
Okay.
You've done 2
so
of them.
green.
Oh, yeah.
That could mean... We don't know for certain, but that could mean green and yellow are right. Or it could mean green and like one of them and red was right, and blue is now right. Now what do we do? To just go for completely different? Because it could be the same colour multiple times as well. How many guesses have I got? 4 guesses per action.
Mm-hmm.
Just think about that.
Yeah.
That's the ones then, isn't it? So
yellow's
it's
in the right
either-
place.
or green.
Oh, I see what you mean. It doesn't mean that one is in the right place.
Or white is the one in the right place.
But all 3 are the right colour.
Yeah. One is the right colour and in the right place.
Well,
2 are the right symbol but in the wrong place.
I'll just do green in the middle and swap grey and yellow. And go grey, green, yellow. No.
Nope. So I'll spend a clue token so I can have another step.
So then it's
So
yellow, grey, green.
Yeah.
Give us all your tickets.
That's my arcane knowledge coming in. As you decode the alien script, you realise that this is no spellbook or malevolent text, but a ticketing ledger for a train. Some names written in the alien language begin to pop out at you. Margaret Glenn, Jacques Chiron, Evelyn Bishop. As you read names, a ticket falls out from between the pages. You look at the name written on it. Ashcan Pete. Gain the ticket, unique item. Then discard this search token.
I didn't know you were doing that.
I don't know. It knows the 2 people that are in the game. Maybe it's just a 50-50
True.
guess. So I'm then going to move, and I feel like I should wait and get the fuel.
Yeah.
You went first, didn't you? Did
Yeah.
you? Yeah. That's the end of the investigator phase. Once again, you are weary to the bone, and your strength is now ebbing. Each investigator flips 2 damage face up. I don't have any.
I've got 1.
Right, Rach. Twisted ankle. You fall, clutching your ankle and hissing in pain. You are not certain you can stand. Become
Can't
restrained.
believe it.
You cannot move voluntarily. At the end of your turn, discard this card. That is gone now, but
Yeah, but that's really inconvenient.
it is terrible timing. Happy Halloween, Craig. Especially because you're 1 space away from the place where you want to be to pick someone up or do anything really. I don't know what you're going to do on your turn.
Sweet nothing.
You can let me do stuff, but I won't be in range of you. Okay then, so I'll pick up this fuel. Let's put us back into the investigator phase, in case you were wondering. I'll pick up this fuel and head back, I imagine. But that's kind of a skip a turn for you, Rach, unfortunately. It looks like whatever coal was supposed to be loaded onto the train never was. You gather up some of the coal. You bet the engineer in the front of the train could use this. Gain the fuel unique item. Well, there's a lot of grotesque statues. Where's fuel? Fuel. Okay. And I think it's probably a good idea to ignore that into whatever that was.
Yeah.
Just start coming back.
Newspapers with events that we never happened.
So I think that there is. So you're not allowed to move. There's no tokens where you are. You could have a look at the journal, but
We don't need to look at the journal.
there's no monsters to attack. No monsters yet.
Oh man,
Hey,
Joe.
how's it going? Did you have a good Halloween game night? Did you play any spooky games? We're investigating a spooky train. It's not going well for Rach, who's Joe Diamond, but Ashcan Pete. Luckily, I think Duke is owed all of the credit to this.
Okay, well, I do nothing.
Yeah,
And then
Rach
just-
is restrained by eldritch energies. Well, you twisted your ankle or something, didn't you?
Yeah. I twisted my ankle looking under the table for that key.
Joe Diamond has spent 2 rounds searching for a key and then twisted his ankle when he found it.
Oh man. Oh, out of nowhere, a powerful wind whips through the observation car, sending all of Margaret's research notes whirling into the air. As the papers settle, Margaret too is gone, victim to whatever stalks the train. Each investigator suffers a face-down horror.
Uh-oh.
I need to get rid of some of this horror. I need to.
It's not over when you get 6.
No,
It's
but
just not good.
the artifact that Margaret was studying rests ominously where she sat moments before, surrounded by her scattered notes. A rending noise pierces through the cabins as a long, thin arm appears in the air where the victim stood moments before. With an unnatural motion, the creature pulls itself through a rift into the train. Told you.
Rach, I think this is your duty is finally happening.
Well, look where I am. Miles out. The beast stands stock still in the middle of the train car. Then, faster than the blink of an eye, it has moved forward, a hungry glint in the back of its in its black eyes. First misread.
It's monster time. A dimensional shambler, please, Rach.
What do they look like?
They look dimensionally
Oh, yeah, this
and
thing
shambled. They're probably in that great big thing. I can't quite remember what a dimensional shambler looks like
here.
to be completely honest. I'd say that's probably one. As long as we both agree that it's a dimensional shambler. Anything can be. Is he a dimensional shambler? I think he is.
Well, nothing else is, so.
So he's crawled through this rift then, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh. He's phasing. He can move through impassable borders and walls. He moves up to 2 spaces towards the nearest investigator and then attacks the investigator in its space with the least horror. 1, 2. No investigators in that space. Seeks prey however it must. Place a rift in the dimensional shambler's space. And then it moves to Joe Diamond's space.
Oh, man.
Uh-oh.
So is that rift still there in Margaret's space?
I think so. Each investigator must resolve a horror check against the monster within range with the highest horror rating. So, Rach. I'm not in range because I'm through a door. Rach, your horror check. The gripping hypnotism of the dimensional shambler tugs at your consciousness. A lore check needing 3 successes. I think Joe's going to go insane here. You succumb to its control and lose your grip on reality and your possession. Suffer 2 horror and drop an item.
Well, it's not face down horror, so I might discard it.
You might get away with this. Drop an item. So your 2 horror.
Watch me drop the key.
Mediocrity. It will never matter what you do because people like you can never become heroes. Keep face up. You cannot improve any skill. Flashback. Recent memories claw their way to the surface despite your best efforts. Immediately flip 1 other horror face up, then discard this.
I haven't dropped the key, but I have dropped the fuel.
Oh, Rach. You're not insane yet.
Minor shock. Ah, your heart races and your breath catches in your throat. No additional effect to flip it face down.
Okay. There we go. You're still like that. That's still 1 of your 6.
Okay.
So you've got 5 out of 6 still, but you're not. It's not 6 out of 6. And you dropped everything. That's all of the horror checks. We are back to the investigator phase. And yeah. Do you want to...
We'll have to fight him, else I'm evading and I'm not doing that.
Do you want to chuck your fire extinguisher at him?
Yeah. So it's just 2 damage.
So we have to open the monster drawer. Attack the dimensional shambler, please, with a heavy weapon. That's what the thing is. You heave your weapon over your head and down on your foe in the widest possible swing. Strength check needing 2 successes. That's 1, but you can spend your focus.
Well, I'm going to, because I've got no clues.
To succeed at that. The weapon crashes into your enemy. The monster suffers damage equal to the weapon's damage plus your test
5.
result, which unfortunately is 5 out of 6. Would you like to attack it again?
Yeah.
With a heavy weapon? You can
Yeah.
just attack it unarmed. But...
With the heavy weapon.
You drive your weapon into your opponent's chest, then follow up with a series of swings to the head and shoulders. Strength +1. Just need 1 success. There we go. Suffers damage equal to the test result, which will kill the Dimensional Shambler. Dead. Ashcan Pete.
Just chilling.
1, 2. Well, actually, yeah, I need to stay in this room. I might as well just walk here and pick up this fuel, and then the start of my next turn, I'll pick up that old journal for free. So you're just free to do.
Well, I'll go and open this suitcase. Then we need to go and.
If it's still there. That's an investigator phase again, isn't it?
Yeah.
We killed the Dimensional Shambler though.
We.
I'm picking up all the stuff you chucked down.
Steam begins to hiss from the locomotive, and the whistle pierces through the night. Sounds like the train is preparing to depart. What?
Choo choo.
Look, the rift isn't there anymore. Your hand suddenly begins to burn. This mythos event affects the investigator who has a light source with the lowest eyeballs.
I think I'm the only person with a light source. Which I wish I hadn't had. Resolve effect.
The fire from your light has spread to your hand. You instinctively drop what you are holding and clutch your wounded hand. Suffer 2 face-down damage and drop a random light source. Before you realise it, the fire has spread all around you. Put fire in your space and each adjacent space.
Do you know what? I should have used the first trade action of the game to drop that torch.
So fire everywhere. But don't panic because we're in the same space and I've got the fire extinguisher.
So the fire is... You take damage, don't you, for walking through it?
Mm-hmm.
Whenever you move into a space with fire, perform an action other than the move action, or forfeit an action, you suffer in a space containing fire, you suffer a face-down damage. So do monsters. You can extinguish fire as an action, test your agility for each success, discard a fire from your space, or a space you move into later during the round. This fire does not damage you. But you can discard all of it with 1 action, but it would mean you wouldn't be able to do 2 actions.
Well...
Stupid torch. I don't even want it. I've got a spell.
I
If I
think
need to
that
fight.
rift is gone.
It wasn't even a test.
If you zoom along on the map, are the other ones still there?
No.
Oh no, so it is still there.
I don't know if the rifts do anything. This, I haven't got the rules up to the expansion that this comes from. So I don't know if they do rifts do a special thing that we should be frightened of.
Oh well, monsters come out of them, I assume, in a mythos phase.
Yeah. Horrific Journeys, I think that was the one. Rules for Horrific Journeys? No.
So I will use my fire extinguisher. Do I take a damage to do that?
Nope.
To put out all the fire, because I'm adjacent to all these spaces that you were adjacent to. And then I will move into there. And that is the end of my turn.
The rules aren't on the website, why would they be? Right then, so I can... What is a trade action exactly? Give any number of possessions to each other investigator in your space, and pick up or drop any number of possessions in yours. So they've got to be in the same space, haven't they? I can do it as if I'm in any space in range. I don't want the torch. I'll have the... Although if it goes dark, I'll wish I had the torch. My free pickup, I'll pick up the old journal. Am I running this way?
Is it free?
Yeah.
Yeah, started in back, although what might be in the caboose? Go back because the train's going to start soon. I'll do this and maybe get the ladder.
Or...
Is there fuel in the caboose? How many fuels are we going to need?
I don't know. Or shall I just... I'll pick up the... I don't know. Just because kind of, rather than running all the way there, don't I just want to be stood here
Well,
waiting?
you haven't got a weapon. Oh, you have got a weapon. You've got
Yeah, I've got a spell.
Why are you standing there waiting?
Because I can, rather than running there space by space, I can just get the ladder there, can't I? But I can't this time. Oh, I can, can't I?
You can, you haven't done
Yeah,
anything
I've only done
yet.
1 action. Yeah, let's get a ladder. Ladder leads to the roof of the train. With the train stopped, it should not be a problem to climb across the roof to another ladder you are aware of. Place your figure in a space with another interact token. So I could go to the caboose if I wanted.
You could do.
Do you want me to?
Up to you.
Or do you want me to move ahead?
Don't know. Do we think there's going to be something useful in the caboose?
We can always run back there, can't we? I think the
Yeah,
caboose
there's a ladder.
I think the caboose is gonna get swallowed up or something. And I could pick this up
We
next
surely
to...
won't need more than 2 fuel. We're only 2
I don't
players.
know. I don't know if the game cares that we're only 2 players.
I think the tests are successive 2s because we're 2 players.
And the investigator phase?
And when you've got more players, you need more successes. Well, it doesn't. Fire is extinguished.
Fire has been extinguished. It would spread. Whatever malign magic transforming the sky behind the train is closing in on you. With deliberation, the train begins to chug and roll away from the station. It's not accelerating very fast, though.
So when I go on the roof,
you could go and grab a ticket if you wanted.
it's going to be dangerous.
But yeah, the train is moving. And that's it. Back to the investigator phase.
Right, open this suitcase.
Open the suitcase. The expensive luggage rests neatly inside the rack.
Picking it up, you are surprised by its weight. Gain the sturdy luggage common item. You can inspect it by interacting with it in the app. Well, let's inspect it.
Got the sturdy luggage. It's a heavy weapon. You want to investigate it. So is that the bag? Is that the luggage? You've got the brass key?
I do have the
Unique
brass.
item?
Oh, I could have picked it up and took it with me.
Yes.
Opening the lid, you find a worn notebook. It contains months of a reporter's research into Arnold Gilbert's business finances. It appears that a large sum of money has been secretly funneled into an organisation known as the Vormis Foundation. Gain a clue. Evelyn has been updated. Was it worth it? We'll find out at
Was
the
it
end.
an action? It was an action to do that, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think it was an action to pick the thing up, and it was just an action to open it. So I think that's your 2H. That's your lot. Shall I try and pick this thing up?
Sure. Ew.
What Margaret had? Although it might make me age or something.
Right.
You can see that the artifact is a crude carving of a grotesque toad-like creature. As you touch the cold obsidian stone, you feel your energy being leached from your body. Suffer a face-down damage. Strength negates. Oh, I've got 4 of that. Yeah. Next to the artifact, you find a small container. Gain a clue and the sedative's common item.
And we've updated the journal with more info on Margaret, so was useful.
At the start of your turn, you may discard 3 damage and 3 horror. If you do, discard this card and end your turn. Okay, so I've got that. And shall I zoom out? Whoop. Shall I explore?
Yeah.
The door to the lounge has a shuttered window for the ticketing attendant. To your surprise, the shutter snaps open and 2 beady eyes peer out. Ticket please. A voice gurgles from the other side. This does not seem like the normal attendant. You can explore only if you have the ticket. Although we could have said, I've lost my ticket. That's not an action. Explore.
I bet he would have told you to go to
Probably.
You present the ticket to the attendant on the other side of the door. Acceptable, he responds, and the door unlocks. As you swing the door open, the attendant is nowhere in sight. Who were you talking to? Beyond is the low lighting and comfortable seats of a lounge car. A bar along the other wall provides a place to serve up seltzers and juice. The air wavers as if reality itself is weakening. Place the lounge car. Why don't you just put it above or something?
Going around a sharp bend. Jed, the rules. I'm looking at a little player aid. The Universal Head player aid, if you go on Board Game Geek for Manchester Madness 2nd edition. There'll be a link to the universal head thing. I might have it right here, actually. I've got the window open. It's like a little summary of the rules. I think it might just be of the base game. Not that too much changed in the expansions, but if the rifts do stuff, I don't know. Maybe they can move between rifts and things. I can't remember which box the rules are in. And Fantasy Flight's website is letting me down for having rules for things. What about support of the base game? Rules. Horrific Journeys rules reference. Here we go. It's on the main games page rather than the expansions. Oh. Rift. Oh, wait a minute. A rift is a feature that represents a weakness in the barriers of reality. So this applies to me. After an investigator in a space containing a rift performs an action other than move, if there's a rift there, they become lost in time and space.
Wow.
As an action, you can attempt to close the rift by testing lore. For each success, you can discard a rift. So I think we're going to have to fudge me going through there, and I'll do it next round. And I'll do the rift test, because otherwise I couldn't have done the explore, could I? So why is that a lore test? My lore's not great. There's no undo button on the app, unfortunately. I'm glad we looked that up, though. But yeah, it can't be putting them down and it have no effect. So I need a success on this. I can spend a clue to make one of those a success. So my actions were close the rift, search the token. And although we're seeing the explore stuff ahead of time, we'll just have to say I did that next time.
Across the room, a meticulously dressed man sits properly at the bar, seemingly unperturbed by everything going on outside the train and the conspicuous absence of any other passengers. You notice a letter sticking out of his jacket pocket. Place, Arnold Gilbert's.
I'm really looking forward to Horror on the Orient Express as well.
A door on the far side leads to the freight car. You may move in.
I will, but yeah, that's my first action next turn. I don't think my second action is going to be very interesting. You haven't gone, have you, H?
Yes, I did the...
Was that picking things up this turn?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, then. So, investigator phase is over. Mythos time.
The train begins to build up speed, but it is not fast enough to escape the wall of energy barreling down on the back. With a wretched rending noise, the caboose is torn from the back of the train. Maybe if you got to the front, you could do something to help. Discard the station tile and all tokens and cards on it as well as the explore token on the baggage car. Each investigator on the discarded tile becomes lost in time and space. So I'm okay.
Yeah.
For now.
Yeah, you're in a bit of trouble because you've either got to walk into that rift and get lost in time and space, or you've got to charge up, but you can only move once, can't you?
What do you mean I can move once? I can move 2 times.
It's 2 spaces, but you can't repeat an action. Which I think for 2 players, you should be able to repeat the move action. Oh no, can be done more than once. Can be done. Because yeah, well, you can fight, you can do a puzzle, you can do it more than once.
I was just saying we definitely did it more than once in this
Eldritch, you can't do it more than once. I'm just thinking, yeah, I did the puzzles, I did the fighting. You can.
We need to finish the Mythos phase anyway.
So the train is getting swallowed into a rift.
Farther along the train, one of the pins looks loose enough that you could pull it if cars get too dangerous to keep around. Uh-oh. Investigators can move through a door with a search token. Please through it. Monsters are going to come out, aren't they? The edge of the portal is almost upon you and something is definitely not right. You can feel an insatiable hunger. It is as if the cavern itself wants nothing more than to consume you. Each investigator suffers face-down horror equal to the number of the rifts on the board.
Will negates. So there are 2 rifts right now. So I shut 1.
I'm safe.
Will.
Luckily.
Yeah, I'm safe.
With a wretched rending sound, the disruption to reality begins tearing open rifts inside the train. There's already a rift there. The rift surges, yawning open to reveal a maddening mass of writhing figures beyond. Place one of the indescribable horrors. One of the indescribable horrors pulls itself through the rent. Place a star vampire, as indicated. I can't believe it.
It's a star vampire.
Can't believe it. That's my space.
It's not going Joe Diamond's way, really.
What's a star vampire? This?
I don't think that's a star vampire. I can't really remember though. The tentacle. The smaller tentacle dude. Is the star vampire.
Bye, Monica.
Bye, Monica.
See you when
in a
you
bit.
tucked in.
It looks really cool and gross, doesn't it? But that's just like being dead lazy and just smothering it in red
Well,
contrast
it's
paint.
gonna be smothering Joe Diamond in a minute.
Uh-oh!
Can't believe it. I'm going to have to evade.
It attacks the investigator in its space. The slight red haze in the air should have warned you, but suddenly your body is constricted by unseen cables. Strength check, needing 2 successes.
Yeah.
Whoa! You struggle free of the beast's grasp before it can taste your blood. You need to resolve a horror check. The creature's translucent red skin glistens in the night, somehow reflecting more than just starlight. Become dazed. Which is, you cannot spend clues to convert dice results or perform additional puzzle steps this turn. Suddenly the beast winks out of existence and you know it is hunting for its next victim. Observation needing 3 successes.
No chance. I can't even use a clue. 2.
Dead close as well. Something brushes against your calf and your heart leaps to your throat. Suffer 2 face down horror.
Okay, well, I'm over.
So, you discard all of your... Let me just get the player aid up. I think you discard all of your face down horror. Yeah, discard all of your face down horror. And let me find the insane conditions that... apply to our player count. They're 2s. Shove them. I think I've removed the ones that are like... There's a couple of actual traitory ones. Oh, there's one I hope you get. Oh, I hope you get that one. I really like the ones that are like, you can't speak or you can't...
Oh, yeah, everybody will love that on stream.
Yeah, it'd be rubbish if that one came out. I haven't given you that one. You can't disagree with the player to your left.
I think I had one of those once when we were playing in our little gaming group. Did I have to say yes to everything?
You have to start every... I won't give you the... I won't give you the you can't speak for the rest of the game. There's one that's you must start every sentence with no but. So Rach has now got a secret insanity card. Rach's win condition might have changed. There are ones in the game that you might like depending on the kind of player you are. Here they are. I've removed them. You don't win the game as normal. You only win if the investigation is not complete. So you only win if everybody else loses. You don't win the game as normal at the start of your turn. If 6 or more rooms contain fire, you immediately win. I suppose that's not pretend like... Yeah, it's at times hard enough to be cooperating as a group without the traitor conditions. So try not to have them. That's the horror checks done then. Rachel's gone insane.
That happened a long time ago. The turn where I couldn't find the key under the table, I think that was probably the turning point for old Joe.
This game's gone great, hasn't it, Rach?
Poor Joe.
We say that Joe's done better. Joe's done better than me, hasn't he?
It's because he has such a good time when we play the card game that when I play him in any other game, it always goes downhill. What?
What insanity have you got, Rach?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Right, investigate phase.
What shall I do? Shall I evade this or
It's
what?
November, isn't it, Rach?
What time is it? No.
Can she not disagree with me? Oh wait, you disagreed with me.
Um.
It's not that one. She hasn't started sentences with no but, so she hasn't got the fun ones.
Shall I run away?
Do you want to see how much health the Star Vampire's got? 6.
Because I can't. Well,
But
either
you would
way,
be using your whole turn fight. If you only get 2 spots away from him, though,
he's coming back. Oh, I'll just have to fight him.
what you can do is,
If
if,
he's discarded
if
by
you
now.
can evade and run off, you can make it 1, 2, 3, 4 away. He only moved 2 spaces last time. You might be able to pull the pin and get rid of the train.
Okay, I'll evade.
It's unfortunate that the ladders are 3 away.
I'll evade. Is it evade free?
You do an action, and if there's a monster in your space, let me just check that bit. Yeah, if you attempt to move out of a space that contains a monster, you must first resolve an evade
Okay,
check.
so I'll attempt to move out.
One of the smaller suckers brushes against your neck, injecting some sort of numbing agent that is only counteracted by the immediate application of a charcoal poultice. Suffer 2 face-down damage. Law negates. But if you suffer 1 or more damage, you become restrained. That's fine, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, you negated all the damage, you're not restrained, and your move goes ahead as planned.
Gone.
Okay? My first action was exploring and revealing all of that we did
Discard that.
prematurely. And so I guess you're gonna have to watch out for this rift though, Rach. Like, how do you deal with rifts?
I can do it. You can do it before you walk into it.
Yeah. Yeah, you can. But all you'll be doing is walking a bit this round.
Well, that's fine.
But you wouldn't, would you? Because one of your actions is going to be pulling this
You've
pin.
got all the fuel anyway, so you need to be ahead
So
of
am I
me.
just going to walk to this guy?
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, you only get 1 turn?
Yeah, because my first action was revealing.
Oh, yeah.
I revealed it all, didn't I? And then we realised what rifts were. So that's the investigator phase, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't tell it that the mythos phase was over. Oh no, I have.
Yeah, that was
End the
me
investigator
evading.
phase.
That was me evading.
It looks the same as the horror check bit.
When the scream begins, you believe it to be a human being crying out in fear. By the time the last echoes die, you can only conclude it is some sort of wild beast, far closer than you would like. Suffer a face-down horror.
So I'm up to 4 out of 7 horror. I'm doing alright on it. Rich got 2 out of 6 horror. If you go insane and you're already insane, you're dead. Same for health. If you take health up to your limit, you get wounded, and it's bad. If you get wounded again, you're dead. So it's moving 2 spaces to the nearest investigator. No investigators there, so it might jump in a rift. No. You're not in range because you're through a door, so no horror checks to do. In the mythos phase. Or you could just keep running from it if you like. It's only moving 2 spaces at a time, and when you do come face to face with him, you can probably...
We don't want to be trapped in the corner with him though, do we?
Probably not.
I'm gonna... Oh, but then if I pull the pin, I can't do the rift.
That's what I mean. Whereas if you do the rift, you could at least make it here. But then he will make it in here.
Pull the pin. Pull the pin.
Pull the pin.
pull the pin because it'll get rid of that rift as well. Oh, I didn't even have to do a check. You wrench the pin free and the cars begin drifting away down the tracks toward the portal behind the train.
I don't think you do it yet.
What?
Leave him where he was. You've
Oh, they're just
separated
slightly
them.
separate, right? I see.
The train is gonna. I think that will all clear off next turn, maybe. Like in the Mythos phase, I think it will pull forward. Oh,
In the gap between the cars, the tracks rush by below you. You think you might be able to jump the gap with some effort.
so the tracks tile is going in between. And explore tokens. That's it. So now, Rach, you can jump across the tracks if you want. Can he still? He can still. Oh no, he can't. Can he? 1, 2 is there.
I just can't move, can I? Because I'll be lost in time and space.
You can get lost in time and space if you like. I think, isn't that like you've got to look on the other side? Yeah, action to flip the card and see what happens.
Hang on a minute.
I know you can move.
I can move into
It's
it.
if you do anything other than move.
Okay, well, I'll walk through it then.
This is containing. Yeah, you can walk through. You're fine. You're worried about nothing. Yeah. And I need to do things, don't I?
Yeah.
So shall I question this guy?
I mean, yeah.
Sits rigidly in his chair. A letter pokes out of the pocket of his otherwise sharp suit. Why are you so calm? Do you know Evelyn Bishop? Attempt to steal the letter. Do you know Evelyn Bishop?
Can do. That snooping witch sticking her nose where it does not belong. Yes, we have met, and I have seen you snooping around as well. Soon you will join my lord, just as she has.
Should have nicked
Please,
his letter.
just turn into a warlock. Thanks, Tom. Thanks, Ashcan Pete. Which one's a warlock?
Yeah, I see like the cool element of that, but I don't know if maybe we played it that way when we very first had it, but we since played more like
Is this a
full-on
warlock?
traitory things, discovering that we hated them. No, that's the priest. You'll know what he looks like. He's got like a cane. He's someone on his own, I think. I think there's only one of him.
There's two of him.
Is that a warlock?
Go time, man.
Maybe it is. I'm not disputing it. Yep, they are the warlocks.
Go time, man.
These butlers. So he's gone, and there's a warlock there instead. I think it's combat time. You may attack the warlock without spending an additional action this turn. Thank you very much. Okay then, so it's spell time, because that's all I've got. Otherwise it's unarmed. So Ashcan Pete is wielding the Arcana. As you call upon the terrible energies needed to craft your curse, voices in your mind push you to reach for ever more power. Law check, needing 2 successes. Roll 2 additional dice if you have suffered 3 or more horror. I have. So, hopefully, this goes right. There's 1. Oh dear, no it didn't. Oh, once per round you can re-roll all of your dice.
For you.
I've got to do them all. I haven't used that yet, have I?
No.
There we go, that's better, because I can spend a clue this time to succeed. You cackle gleefully as otherworldly energy erupts from your hands. The monster suffers damage equal to your test result. Oh, great, 2.
3. You've just turned 1 into a success.
That's 2 successes.
What? 1, 2, 3?
Yeah, I just turned it. I turned the dice.
Oh.
So I would succeed at the test. So I could spend more clues to succeed more if I wanted. I'm going to spend another clue. So I've done 3, because like if it's the spell's damage next time, that's 3. So
Then you have to flip the spell.
just flip the shriveling spell. That's over to you, but I haven't really had to set up angles for this. This is from when I was filming earlier. Shriveling. The spell works exactly as you expect, aside from all the blood. No additional effect. Then discard this and grab another shriveling spell.
Welcome back, Monica. I don't know if you were here when it happened, but Joe has gone insane. He's got a secret little win condition.
So I've got another action then, haven't I? Because that was
Yeah.
free. So I'll attack him again.
Smash him again.
With a spell, I've only got one clue left though. You struggle to pronounce the blasphemous phrase, arcane words twisting your tongue. Maybe I should just be hitting him unarmed. Law check. That's just 3 dice, needing 2 successes.
This is a good one though. Damage of
I should have got that the first time, really.
result and the damage of the spell.
Although it gave me loads of dice last time, I
Yeah.
just didn't succeed with it very much. Yeah, I got 1 clue, so that's my last clue, but I will succeed at it. Damage equal to the spell's damage plus your test result. So this does 5 in one go. The warlock is gone.
Arnold collapses onto the train floor. From his limp hand, a small metal item clatters onto the wood. A coin with the symbol of a bat inscribed on the surface. You reach down and slip the letter out of his pocket. It is printed on the company letterhead of the Vormis Foundation. A bat-like sigil is embossed across the top. It is addressed to Arnold and instructs him to persuade our mutual friend to give up her inquiry into our affairs. Gain a clue. Update on Evelyn. Did you flip your spell?
Yeah, I got it. It said no effect. Get another one.
Okay.
Oh no, I used it again, didn't I? Sorry. Your enemy's flesh ripples and peels open. The monster suffers an additional damage, then suffer a face-down horror. Discard this and get another shriveling spell. Okay. That's my 2 actions. Did you go first this round?
Yes, I pulled the pin.
Okie doke. So, end the investigate phase. The cars drift down the tracks and disappear into the yawning portal. Discard the baggage car, dining car 1 and 2, and the tracks tiles, and all tokens and cards. Each investigator on those tiles becomes lost in time and space. I assume the star vampire
Gone.
I'd assume so. It didn't say get rid of the monsters. I'm assuming. Big assumption. It does mean that we can straighten out our train now. With what's left. Okay. There we go. Remove each monster from the board. When a removed monster would activate, it suffers damage equal to its health, so it kills itself. Nice. In the distance you hear sudden screams and howls of rage. The sound is gone as soon as it begins. This mythos event affects the investigators with the lowest will in the space with the most investigators. That's you, Rach. You've got the lowest will. Your vision tints red and a powerful anger courses through you. Suffer 2 horror, will -1 negates. So you need 100% on this. 2 horror. Face up though. So what do you got?
Become poisoned.
And then discard the card. There's text in there.
Visceral reaction. You recoil at your own thoughts and prick your skin on an unseen object.
At the end of your turn, suffer a face down damage and then flip this card. And also, minor shock. Your heart races, your breath catches in your throat, no additional effect. Flip it face down. Okay. For each horror you suffer, everyone else in your space suffers a damage. Luckily, we're spread out. Star Vampire
Kill
dies.
it off.
And we are back in the investigator phase. So shall I...
Yeah, you...
Oh.
Wait.
Back to this. Shall I
Yeah.
explore then? Leads to the outdoor freight car.
A cold air rushes across you as you open the door. The wavering of reality from the last car is intensified here. What was a tightly packed freight car wavers in and out with a cyclopean cavern whose walls stretch far beyond the confines of this small train. Place freight car 2.
I wasn't looking. Freight car 2. Yes.
You can hear the faint sound of a call for help echoing off the walls of the malign cavern, overlapping on your reality. That voice sounds familiar. Harriet? The wavering fades a bit on the far side of the car, and the sound of the churning locomotive can be heard through a door. As you step between the two train cars, you notice that this pin holding the last few cars on the train is loose. You can pull a pin, I guess. You may move into the area.
I shall. And I will investigate Harriet then as my second action.
A separate reality bleeds through into the car. Through the walls of the train, you can see a ghostly cavern stretching into infinity. Echoing from this vast space, you hear a familiar voice calling out, "Ashcan Pete! Joe Diamond, is that you?"
Locate and free Harriet. You begin wandering through the cavern, following Harriet's echoing voice. Observation. I'm alright at observation. I've got one clue actually. So let's see what we can get here. And I do have the lucky ring. If I want to use it on that. I think I will, because that's basically nothing. Use my lucky ring. I will use my clue. Let's try and find Harriet in one go. 3 successes.
Rounding the base of a stalagmite, you see Harriet, but she does not seem to be in trouble. You see the motionless form of 2 of the creatures nearby, and Harriet is intently working on some kind of ritual circle.
Uh-oh.
We knew she was dodgy. Harriet looks up as you approach. "Took you long enough. I've been prepping this ritual since getting nabbed by those 2, but I need your expertise to finish it. I hope you finished my investigation into those other passengers. You are going to need the information on them if you hope to complete the 3 chants of the ritual to seal off the portal." So she's supposedly saving it.
Oh no.
An investigator's chance of completing a chant is based on how many pieces of information have been collected on the passenger. Once you attempt a chant, there's no going back. Well, you've done all your actions, haven't you, anyway?
Yeah.
But we have... I don't think we know a lot about Jacques.
I think we know 2 things about everybody.
Yeah.
Oh no, the woman in the back, she disappeared
Ruined.
not long after she got found.
Well, we'll see.
Seems worried that the occult investigation you concluded drew the attention of something far more sinister. What interests you are the entries on the other passengers. So, Jacques. In the kitchen, you discovered a container of strange grey goo. Could this have been added to the food? And when the ingredients and spices, you discovered an ornate chest. And
we found the maps,
guides on interdimensional travel and detailed maps of the realm of Sashoga. We didn't find that bit, and it's probably too late.
We didn't find out what he was cooking.
You flip through Harriet's journal. Oh no. Evelyn. Well-known reporter. He took her notebook and threatened her. Using the key, you found a notebook. A quick review of the contents leads you to believe that Evelyn had uncovered evidence that Arnold Gilbert's was funneling money to an organisation known as the Vormis Foundation. You found a letter instructing Arnold Gilberts to persuade someone from further inquiry. And it had a bat-like sigil on the letterhead. Based on all 3 facts you gathered, it's pretty clear that Evelyn stumbled onto evidence that a prominent businessman had ties to a secret cult of Sashoga. When the cult found out, she was lured to the train so her evidence could be seized and she could be eliminated before her story was released. And Margaret, so we did find out everything about her. A prominent archaeologist who, during her latest expedition, discovered an alien artifact she's obsessed with. As you talked with her, she aged before your eyes while handling an artifact. Examining her research, she seems to be linking the artifact to Sir Sugar's lair beneath the mountain of that. While inspecting the artifact, you felt your energy being leached away. Based on these facts, you believe... Yep. Well, yeah.
So just one missing thing about Jacques.
We don't know the full story about Jacques. But that's my actions done. Joe?
So 1, 2, 1, 2. I'm going to pull the pin next to him.
Yeah. Might as well. There we go then. That's the investigate phase.
The train is not moving fast enough. To all sides, the landscape itself is being transformed into a subterranean realm. And even inside the train, reality seems to be slipping away. You need to get the locomotive moving faster. Each investigator suffers face-down horror equal to the number of rifts on the board. 1.
Will negates. RH.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do it first.
Sure.
You've negated. I've not. And this is the same round I've already used my thing. So what is it? Horror. I don't like that. 2, 3, 4, 5.
Uh-oh, you better use your... Mind you, that's your whole turn, isn't it?
Whole turn if I do that. Try this. There is already a rift in that
There
space.
is a rift there.
Which means a monster's coming. Star Vampire! It's back! Another rift. There's already one there. A Star Vampire!
What? 2?
Yep. Star Vampire moves 2 spaces. No investigators there. The red Star Vampire moves up to 2 spaces. I think I've still got little runes to say the colour of the dudes. He's there as well. And then it attacks. Cannot move to be within range. When the beast cannot find prey to consume, it fades from the visible plane, only to reappear once more. It moves to a space within range of as many investigators as possible.
I can't believe it.
I guess to where we are then.
Yeah.
But it doesn't get to attack. Then we've both got to do a horror check.
That's well unfair now. I can't get rid of it by pulling the pin.
Your confidence shatters when you realise every shadow, every breeze and every sound in the night could be a sign of the invisible beast. Suffer 2 horror. Observation negates. Now... I can't remember if everybody does the same check. People have told me I'm wrong about one of them, but I can't remember what they've told me I'm wrong about doing. I think everybody does the same check. I think I do an individual one. People have said that's wrong.
I'm fine.
Okay, what am I doing? 2 horror, observation negates. I've got 4 observation. Boom. If you suffer horror, discard 2 clues. Mean. Okay, that's it then. End the mythos phase, but I think I don't think we have to worry about the monster unless you're moving out. Like, I don't think you searching will do any. It's moving that you need to do an evade check. So what do you think?
Well, pull the pin so the
pull
other
the pin.
one don't come in.
So pull the pin and it's probably going to do the same thing as before. Yeah, move everything. Discard the search token. Move everything along. Put the tracks and the 2 explore tokens in.
Then what you saying? We do the investigation and just take a hit?
I suppose I'm in trouble if it gets me.
Or do we just hit it?
Or do you want to fight? Do you want to fight and see what you do? And maybe I'll
I'll
just have to
punch
fight
it.
this turn.
I will use the... Both the same, the fire extinguisher.
Which is, yeah, heavy weapon. You charge the beast, your weapon rising in a brutal upward swing. Strength needing 2 successes. You've got a clue?
That gives me 3 successes. Oh no, it doesn't.
Damage
Oh, what one?
plus test results. So 4. Out of 6.
4.
And that's your 2
That
actions,
is
isn't
my
it?
2 goes. Are you casting a spell on it?
Should I just hit it unarmed?
If you want.
I've got no clues or anything. Hey Paul, how's it going? Doing well. Well, there's star vampires and stuff. Considering we're doing alright, I've got Ashcan, Pete and Duke here. Deciding whether to hit it with a spell and potentially go insane, or just hit it unarmed and potentially come out. Maybe not kill it. I'm going to hit it unarmed. So I haven't got any other weapons. Yeah, I'm going to regret that, aren't I? Agility. Not confident in your ability to avoid the creature, you charge it head on, hoping to injure it before it can react. Agility check needing 2
You've
successes.
got 5 agility.
Oh yeah, I upgraded my agility. This is the first time I've been called upon to test it. There's 2. Luck seems to be on your side, and you manage to connect with a few quick strikes. The monster suffers damage equal to your test result plus 1.
You killed it.
Dead. Bye-bye. So that's that dead. And my second action then. Shall we do the ones we're sure about?
Yeah. Well, can you do one of them?
So Evelyn, we've got all of the 3 things about Evelyn. Since you just covered all 3 pieces of information, the chant is simple, and you speak it out loud into the bizarre cavern. The ritual circle flashes with light as the chant's magic takes hold. With that chant complete, you have 2 remaining to finish and guarantee the portal will be closed when you get the train up to speed. That's our actions, isn't it? But luckily that star vampire is going to be left behind, isn't he? When this starts.
Hopefully.
So yeah, the car that we pulled the pin out of rolls away. Remove the monsters. They're going to die when they activate. A strange vaporous colour fills the air. This mythos event affects each investigator in passenger car 2. Just got rid of that, mate. Just got rid of passenger car 2. No effect. Star Vampire is dying because it was on the thing that we got left behind. There we go. That's worked out pretty well, isn't it? Okay. That's all that remains of the train now. Well, there is some more further forward. So...
Shall I do the things? Because you've got the fuel.
yeah, go for it then. I've lost the train, that's why the screen's black. So, do you want to do the sure thing first? Yeah. Margaret, it's just going to say the same thing, isn't it? You've got all 3 pieces.
Yeah, one left.
1 left when you get the train up to speed. And then maybe I'll stay here and do whatever this is if it's a test.
You weave together the eldritch words based on what you know about Jacques Charon, with only some small gaps due to 1 missing piece of information. Roll 3 dice. If you roll 1 or more star, press pass.
It's all on this, Rach. Don't mess up the incantation at this stage. You got 1?
Yeah.
Yep. Great. Because we've got 2 pieces, don't we?
The ritual circle surges with energy as you complete the final chant. Harriet cries out with excitement as the ritual takes on a life of its own. I think you did it. We should be able to seal the portal behind us once we get past it. We need to get out of here and work on getting that train moving as fast as possible. Hopefully the locomotive has enough fuel.
Hopefully.
You and Harriet race out of the cavern and back onto the train. Imagine if you didn't collect any fuel.
So, action 1, move. Action 2, explore into hopefully the bit where we need the fuel. It's the engine room, so I'd imagine so. Hopefully 2 is going to be enough.
The final metal door leads to the interior cabin of the train's engine. Place the engine dial.
Here it is.
You are startled to see another person. An exhausted-looking engineer leans on his shovel and looks up at you.
Sorry. I moved my phone looking for the grey man.
This is Victor.
Here he is. There we go.
The train's furnace burns hot in the centre of the cabin. It looks to be running low on coal. A ladder along the wall leads to the roof.
You could have just ran... Well, you needed the ticket.
Got no ladders
You couldn't have got
left.
through without the ticket.
We've got rid of all the ladders.
But you could have not pulled the pins out and you could have, like, gotten maybe something? I don't know. Okay, there was charcoal in the kitchen.
In case you need to go back for fuel.
Yeah.
But we've ditched all the fuel.
So I can move my free space in, but that's my 2 actions. I can put the coal in next time and have a nice chat. But that's it for this round. Mythos time.
Ashcan Pete's limbs are wrenched into impossible angles by an invisible force. He suffers 4 damage, strength +1 negates.
So I've got 4 strength. I could take a bit of damage, to be honest. I'm not too worried. I don't think that's worth a reroll, is it? So I've negated 2 of the 4. Suffer 2 damage. I've only suffered 2 so far. I've got 7, potentially. So that's going to be... Skinned knee. If you got out of that with only a skinned knee, you can do anything. Become fearless. And then flip this face down. What else has happened to me, Rach? Oh, I found it. Effects cannot cause you to suffer horror unless you choose to this turn.
Head trauma. Your thoughts spin out of control, knocked loose by the latest blow. Become mesmerized.
Uh-oh. At the end of your turn, an alien will takes control. Flip the card. Oh well, not much bad's really happened to Pete this game. Slipped over and skinned his knee. So, do you want me to talk to the man? Shall I just put the coal in?
Yeah.
Is that an action, do you think?
Yeah.
The furnace's heat fills the cabin. With the ritual complete, you will be able to seal the portal upon gaining enough speed to escape it. You have loaded in 0 of the 2 loads you need to escape. You can feed the furnace and speed up the train only if you discard a fuel unique item. I've got one! Feed the furnace. The fire quickly consumes your new load of fuel and the train surges forward. Gain 1 clue. And I suppose my second action is going to be... I'll feed the furnace with the second fuel I have. The final load of... Well, this is it.
Hey.
You should have gone first and spoke to the man.
The final load of fuel propels the train forward, barreling away from the portal. The energies from your ritual expand across the train, driving back the portal and sealing off the opening to Vile Vormithadreth. You are safe from Sathogwa at last.
The investigation is complete.
Whee!
I think there's a man talking now.
The furnace burns hot and the smoke pours thick from the locomotive as it rolls down the tracks. The iron behemoth surges free of the grip of the subterranean realm as coruscating light from Harriet's ritual knits the portal closed behind you. By weaving together the stories of each person on the train who drew the ire of Sathagwa, you have crafted a ritual that will keep you and all of Arkham safe from its vile influence for a long time to come.
The end.
Heroes. But did I win the game?
We'll stop that coring. Because the investigation might be complete, and successfully so, but Joe Diamond...
Oh, I didn't do me poisoned. At the end of your
You didn't
turn,
have a turn yet, did you? Oh, was that
suffer
turn
face
before?
down damage, then flip this card. You feel a sharp pain in the back of your head as your lips start to go numb. Head 2. If you pass, get rid of the card. If you
So you just should have had a
don't pass,
you
get
should have had a
another
damage, and you
yeah.
might have gotten rid of the poisoned.
Okay.
If we'd had another turn, my alien will would have been put fire in your space and then discard this card.
Add the fire extinguisher. I didn't pass, so I would have still been poisoned.
Okay, but what
Okay.
about your insanity
So,
rate? What was your
I'm
insanity?
pleased to announce that I had no effect to my
Oh,
condition. I win or lose as normal.
just disappointed.
Sorry, everyone.
That's not one of the ones that I read through.
I did shuffle
Well,
it.
there we go then. We won, despite Joe's insanity and
Look,
difficulty
Joe,
getting one key.
Joe might be insane, but he knows right from wrong. He is a man with integrity.
He knew to get in there on the investigations.
He knows what to do, and
He got straight down to business.
He will not be driven insane to the point of spoiling an investigation. That is not who he is.
And Ashcan Pete was close, but he got out fairly okay, really. Him and Duke. Duke's ability didn't really come into it too much.
Used him a couple of
got the
times.
lucky ring very nicely, and picked up a fuel once, I think, or the old journal. Got to pick one up for free. But yeah, went quite nicely. Like we started. It turned out that the person that got swallowed up really quickly, we actually investigated her,
Yeah.
and the man that we had
'Cause
quite a
she was
while
the-
to
well,
ask about.
she was the man that turned into the warlock, wasn't she? So sorting him out, yeah. Some of her clues were about Arnold. That letter that was in his pocket was
I see what you mean.
one of her clues.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, but there we go then. So that is a successful Mansions of Madness, continuing the tradition of a Halloween Mansions game, Rach. Usually they're not live, but I think it went quite smoothly, really. And we chose a shortish scenario, but yeah, it's a pretty great one. I'd forgotten kind of the details of it. I remember getting off the train at some point. I remember pulling pins out and making monsters sail away, but it's probably about 3+ years since we played this scenario. It's a good one, isn't it? Like sometimes, like there was a bit of combat still in it, like mostly investigation.
But it's good that you can avoid most of it by pulling those pins. So we had to fight a couple because they teleport,
But you can see how, like, I had an inkling as well, like we both did, didn't we, that get this fuel, Summit's gonna need it wouldn't be there. That's kind of a game thing anyway, isn't it? Why is it telling me about this fuel so much? Pick it up. But you can see that if you'd gotten to this point now, pulling all them pins out, and I don't know what he would have said, because one of the options was to tell him we haven't got enough fuel, what we're going to do. I don't know what he would have said at this point when we've got no train left.
You're
But yeah.
doomed. You're doomed.
There's ways around it. Like, I can't see how this would be too different game to game. Maybe the people are different. Maybe I don't know. Maybe
I
it
don't
is.
think they are.
Because, like, the tiles can be a bit different. There's some other trainy things, but generally it's got to be on a train, right? Whereas, like, some of them, like, the very first one, you can see a playthrough I did of that, like, 8 years ago at this point, when it first came out. It was in a mansion, as you might expect. But when I got the game back, and I had, I think, another scenario with this expansion, you're on a boat. So that first scenario that you're supposed to be in a mansion, I was on a boat for it, because it can juggle up all your stuff in the scenario. It's a bit wonky, because it kept talking about the attic, which is where the normal scenario happened, but I was on a boat. I've never heard anyone talk about the attic of a boat before, but the showdown happened in the attic of a boat. And yeah, so now I'm looking forward to. There's a couple of things that came out, I think maybe with the game, that give you like all the tiles and monsters from the old first edition of the game, which was a game where someone had to be basically the app. Someone organised and made choices in the scenario and everyone else played against them. But you could use all those tiles and things in there, so I've got them now. And there's a scenario for each of those that's exclusive to them, so we'll be able to play one of them at some point. And I'd really like, I haven't got those crazy expensive scenario packs that were for this second edition. I've got the old game. I don't know if we'd ever do a video of it, but I'd really like to try at least playing that. Like, we're not really into one versus many games, but I think because we like mansions so much, I've looked through like the keeper's books and things of the old way of doing it, and it seems cool that like you're deciding how the game's different and keeping it secret from everybody. I'd like to try it at some point, but we have had it for a couple of years and not got round to it yet. We'll see how it goes, eh? Right, Rach, it's Halloween Taskmaster time. I assume it's on.
Better be.
Maybe it'd be a spooky special. Thanks, Paul. Yeah, this is our sponsored stream, everybody. If you'd like to support us, it's Patreon and Ko-fi and stuff. Although if Fantasy Flights suddenly decide to change their priorities and suddenly want to start investing in Mansion Second Edition again, and Arkham Second Edition for that matter, I'm here. It's doubtful though, isn't it? Paul's doing a great big Captain's Chair marathon tomorrow. It's very exciting. Imperium style gameplay in a Star Trek world, 2-player and solo and stuff in it. Your boat's got an attic and a cellar. I think everyone's got an outside swimming pool, right? Yeah, I think you're talking about you're just talking about the gaming rules mansion, right, Paul? It's probably got a boat in it, right? It's probably got a swimming pool big enough on the roof that it's got a great big yacht inside it. But for now, I think that is it for us. I'll be back tomorrow. What am I doing? Next in the Essen vote list is Unconscious Mind. So I will be doing some Unconscious Mind at 4 p.m. Whatever the time is called now. GMT it's called, isn't it? UK time. Whatever UK time is, I'll be here at 4 of it doing a Frasier game. Is the best way to describe it, really. You've played Unconscious Mind, haven't you, Rach?
I have.
Bit heavy.
That's all I'm going to say about it.
I would describe for what we would play together usually. I haven't played the solo yet. I'm hopefully going to be practicing it and then streaming it. We've played the 2-player version. We cured a lot of people, didn't we, Rach, really?
We did.
They should be thankful for us. Right then. Thank you everyone for being here. I hope to see you tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in. Have a lovely evening. And yeah, see you for more games in the future. Bye everyone. Bye. 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 Bye.